name is Nico Arias.
And I'm Giselle Serrano.
And you're watching Tiger News. Here are some upcoming events for October.
We have parent-teacher conferences on Thursday, October 18th from 1:30 to 8 p.m.
THMS is beginning something new this year for parent-teacher conferences.
Parents will have a chance to come see their students, teachers until 8 p.m. on Thursday, October 18th, 2018.
The day before parent-teacher conferences, 8th graders will be taking PSATs on our minimum day. Course spotlight is Red Corps.
Red Corps is one of the Avid Corps.
We are Red Corps. We are Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. We are Broncos, Lions, Lancers, Coyotes, Bulldogs, and Anteaters. We have been teaching for 31 years. We are Wicker, Canal Notes, Tutorials, and Big Binders. We want you to go to college, be successful, and thrive. We are Red Corps.
All the teachers in Red Corps are
Mr. Leibel and Miss Bell,
Miss Chavez and Miss Bonner, and our Avid coordinator, Miss Rump.
Tiger on the Spot goes to Mr. Lunt this month. Mr. Lunt has been a teacher at THMS for 24 years.
He was interviewed by Angie Sarah.
I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Lunt. Mr. Lunt has very interesting stories to share. Thanks for Mr. Lunt for being our first Eye of the Tiger spotlight.
Hey Tiger Tracks, I'm here with Mr. Lunt, the 8th grade history teacher. How's your day, Mr. Lunt?
Pretty good so far.
Let me take you back to your high school years. What was the first high school you went to?
Pacific High.
Is that the
San
only high
Bernardino.
school?
Yeah, that's the only one I went to.
How would you describe yourself in high school?
I was really social, a class clown, and I was pretty popular.
You guys hear that? Did you have a worst and favorite teacher?
Yeah, my favorite teacher, his name was Mr. Taylor. He was language arts. He was awesome. He knew these people and you know, the written books and stuff, and he would bring people to school to talk, you know, from different jobs and stuff, you know, students that he had. And he was just really interesting. He sparked my interest. He had a way about him. He was very cultured. He'd traveled around, so he was really neat. And I saw him years later, I want to say 15 years later, and he knew my name like that. He goes, "John Lunt, how are you?" I go, "How do you remember all?" He goes, "Oh, I can't forget you." He was a really cool guy. Just really nice, you know. He was strict with the class, but he had that human part of him. I really liked him a lot.
Kind of like you.
Yeah, I guess.
What about your worst teacher?
My worst? I can't think. Oh, there was one for, was it history? Oh yeah, there was a history teacher in 11th grade, and this girl used to talk to me. Yeah, they talk to me sometimes, and she sat in front of me, and I go, be quiet, and then I would talk back, and I got in trouble, and so he moved my seat. I go, well, she was talking to me, you know. That's how they do today. Yeah. Same thing. It's the one that talks second usually that get in.
Do you still wear the same high school clothes?
Oh yeah, this shirt, no. I would look, they would look like Ken and Barbie clothes on me. But I do have my Letterman's jacket. I have, and I kept a bag of high school clothes to show my kids. I showed them like the OP shorts and some of the old 501s. But my Letterman's jacket, it's like that on Tommy Boy, fat guy in a little coat. So it's pretty tight on me.
Did you ever stick gum under the desk?
Nah, I wasn't into that.
No.
I chewed gum all the time. I never stuck it under the desk. I'm pretty tidy, actually.
In high school, did you know you wanted to be a history teacher?
No, that was the furthest from my mind. If you told me I was going to be a history teacher then, I'd say you're crazy. I just kind of fell into it. I wanted to be in business and finance. I did that. I did home loans and stuff. Or I wanted to be a stockbroker. I didn't do that, but I was in finance. And then I appraised homes for the county, and there were layoffs, and I got into teaching by accident, kind of. I started subbing, and I said, hey, this is kind of cool. And here I am 24 years later.
Were you in any sports or like clubs?
Yeah, I played, I was in Letterman's club. There's one called Steiner's, a social club, let's say. I ran cross country. I played soccer for a little bit. I quit that. And then I played on the basketball team and tennis. So I was always involved in sports, and those helped me get out of trouble. I'm sure without playing those, I would have gotten in a lot more trouble than I did.
Last one, did you enjoy high school?
Oh yeah, I had a blast. Maybe too much fun. As my grades, I should have been an A/B student. Kind of slipped a little. I graduated just over a B average, but looking back now, I try to tell kids that in my own, I have 3 kids of my own, and I've tried to set an example to say, hey, you don't want to mess up now. It's not as hard as you think, and they do pretty good. They have higher GPAs than me that I did. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, a lot of friends that I'm still friends with, and it's cool.
Well, that's it. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
We had an opportunity to have a tour of the library and interview Mr. Pinilla and Ms. Martinez.
I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Now I like books and they like me, so when I go to the library, I sit down in my favorite chair and check to see who's there.
Hello, Mr. Pinilla and Ms. Martinez. Thank you for joining Tiger News today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Let us find out about the THMS library. What is the best part about being a librarian?
One of the best parts about being a librarian is being able to help everybody at the school. So we have about 1,000 students, so we are able to help all those students. So a lot of classroom teachers, they kind of have their classes, so they serve about 130, 140 kids. We serve everybody, so that's really exciting. I love reading, and I think reading is such an important thing to do, that being able to facilitate that is just an amazing feeling. So.
It helps them to find that right book that they want, because you get a lot of kids in here coming in there, I don't like to read, or I don't like books. But once they find that right book, and sometimes we recommend books, and they read them, they come back, they want more, another one like it.
Let's see, how does a library help students? Well, there's many ways that we help them. I hope the space helps them. We provide technology, so they're able to access the internet, use our digital resources. They're able to access a whole library of books. They're also able to access, our expertise when it comes to Google Classroom and so on and so forth. So there's lots of components that I think are, part of how the library helps students.
All right, another question for you, Ms. Martinez. How long have you worked in our library?
At this school, I've been here 14 years.
What is your best memory?
My best memory, I have a lot of them, but I think my best memory is when we have the book fair.
Could you tell about all the technology and resources the library has?
Sure. Well, right now there's a lot of potential for how we want to use technology. At the moment, we have computers, desktop computers. We don't have any Chromebooks because they've all gone out to the classrooms. We do have a few iPads that are checked out to teachers, but we're hoping eventually that we'll have Promethean boards, so maybe some of you guys out there have a classroom or teacher who uses those big boards like a gigantic Android, and you're able to open apps and do stuff on that. I know Mr. Leibold's one of them. We also want to have VR eventually, and some coding computers. That's kind of thinking towards the future. But right now we are, to a large extent, limited to our desktops. Right?
Is there a book fair coming up soon?
Yes, there is. October 15th through the 19th is when our fall book fair will be in.
Thank you for both being on Tiger News.
Thank you
for having us.
You're welcome.
Good job.
We have a short list of upcoming events for the month of October. We have the Halloween dance on October 31st, sponsored by ASB.
This dance is from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m.
Costumes are allowed, but there are no face masks.
You will be able to purchase tickets the week before the dance.
Thanks for joining us today for our first Tiger News. I'm Nico Arias.
Thanks again, I'm Giselle Serrano.
See you next time on Tiger News.